got moves, I got ideas too. Better yet, what's the move? I don't know, just move. Where it at?
I know I said this before in the video like a while back, right? But comment below one of your biggest pet peeves. And for the ones that don't know what a pet peeve is basically something that you really dislike or you hate what people do or how they say or whatever, right? So it's like, for example, one of my biggest pet peeves, and I have a lot, but one of them is I hate when, and I find this like really disgusting, when I'm in a public bathroom and somebody else is in the bathroom and we acknowledge each other, like we know we're both in the bathroom, right? And we know that we both just got finished using the bathroom. And I wash my hands immediately after I use the bathroom, but instead of you washing your hands, like you go to the sink, but instead of you washing your hands, you just check yourself out and you put your bare, dirty ass hands on the door handle and walk away like you just didn't take a shit or you just didn't pee, and put your hands on your yeah. Like, that's disgusting. I've caught so many people. I lost the number of people that I caught doing stuff like that. Like, wash your fucking hands, yo. Like, that's disgusting. God, at least run your hands under soap. You don't have to use soap. Well, yes, you do. You do have to use soap, but I'm just saying, like, that's disgusting. You know somebody else is in the bathroom, so wouldn't you at least wash your hands like a little, like? But no, you don't even think about washing your hands. That's the don't cluck and don't touch me, or anything else, or anybody else. You touch somebody, I'm clucking you up. That's disgusting. I'm sorry. That's just I hate that. I hate that. Because I was with my mans, right? We went to the movies and he did that shit on purpose. He thought I wasn't paying attention. I was like, yo, wash your clucking hands. I didn't say cluck, but I said the real word. I was like, wash your fucking hands. Oh man. Every time. It's like it's a whole new experience. It's crazy. Oh man. You ready? Sup? No. What's the title of this? 7 Scary True Hotel. Enough said. Oh, God.
I think my Aunt Zara's story is a good fit here.
Okay.
She had just arrived in small-town Russia.
Right.
Wasn't fluent in the language, but knew enough to have a somewhat decent conversation. She had gone on account of some business venture, and had agreed to meet up with a contact there. I forget the guy's name exactly, so for the sake of this story, let's just call him Sergey. Stereotypical, I know.
Right.
Anyway, she had been talking with Sergey on the phone. He was obviously a very charismatic and friendly chap. He said he'd arranged a hotel room for her. That way, when she arrived, she didn't have to worry about accommodation or anything like that.
Okay.
At the airport, there's a guy waiting for her with her name written on a board. This guy was Sergey's friend, the owner of the hotel that she was staying at.
Right.
5-star service, she thought. Now this guy was a bear of a man. Tall, bearded, and haggard-looking. Probably from a lifetime of drinking.
Yeah. Red flag, right there. What he said? He said he's a tall, bearded, and because of his accent is so strong, I think he said haggard or hargid or something with an H. But I feel like that's a red flag right there. Like I feel like that's kind of disgusting. you know? If I'm getting off the airplane and I expect somebody to pick me up or have something like this, I expect you to like be well dressed, right? Groomed. I wonder if groomed is only used for like pets, like dogs and cats. I don't think groomed is for like actually like people. I don't but don't just come out looking like anything, like, because I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, like, if I come off the airplane and I see somebody pick me up, but they look raggedy as hell, I'm gonna walk right past you. I swear, I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I don't know. I don't even know how many times I said promise.
He tells her that Sergei was coming to meet her at the hotel in a couple of hours.
Right.
Fair enough. That's what she had agreed with him over the phone. She does her best to chat with the large man in Russian.
Right.
It ended up just being her asking him a bunch of questions, and him responding with a chuckle or a smile. She wasn't sure if he just wasn't the talkative type, or if he literally couldn't understand what she was saying.
He can understand.
This way, she was much better at listening to Russian than speaking it.
Okay.
Anyway, she hops in the car with this guy, and they drive to the hotel. I say hotel. Apparently, the place was just a normal-looking house. More like a B&B than anything else. Perhaps something had just gotten lost in translation. They step through the front door, and the bear-like man shows her where she'll be staying. He opens the door to her room, revealing a set of wooden steps leading down.
No.
Down into the basement. Okay, things were starting to feel pretty off.
And that's when I need a sound effect in here. When the moment you start feeling it's a little off, sound effect, that's when I'm dead ass serious.
This is the right room, my aunt asks. Light switches there. She could only just about make out what he was saying. She stepped inside to flick the switch, and as she did, she realized that she had just made a huge mistake.
Oh, what you talking?
As soon as her body was completely inside the basement, the door slammed.
Basement. Wow, that's okay. Wow, cool. A basement. Okay, so that you in a basement, so that's what that adds about 30 red flags. Cool. That's about 30 clock ups right there. You in the basement. A basement alone is about 30 red flags. It's about 30 clock ups. But you in the basement alone, it's like another 30. So it's like you looking at least 60 clock ups. At least 60 red flags. At least. That shit good as hell.
Shut behind her. She heard the heart-sinking sound of the lock being bolted.
Wow.
She obviously begins to freak out and screams for the man to unlock the door immediately. No answer. She continued to shout, demanding that he unlock the door. Her screams fell on deaf ears. In that moment, she realized just how powerless she was. There was one small window in the basement, with thick metal bars across it. The only things down there were a dirty mattress in the corner, and a small pile of steel-linked chains on the floor. It was like a dungeon.
Or saw.
All the stories and urban legends that she had heard about started flying through her head. The ones where people were held against their will for decades in some guy's basement, and the ones where people were forced to do unspeakable things. This was before cell phones, so she was completely alone, totally at the mercy of the man who had trapped her. She spent what must have been 15 terrifying minutes down there.
God.
She told me that, under those circumstances, 15 minutes feels like 15 hours.
Ah, yeah.
Then, from the hallway above, she heard the man talking with someone else. She could barely translate what they were saying, but whoever had walked in was not happy with the man who had locked her down there.
Right.
The pair of them were shouting and arguing. That's when my aunt heard a familiar voice say something that filled her with both relief and horror. I told you, not this one. That's next week's girl.
Oh, no.
The door finally opened. Standing there was the man with the familiar voice. Sergey. Zara, there you are. There's been a mix-up.
Mixed up my ass. Bitch, I'm hauling ass. Clock anything and everything that you saying. And everything and anything that you ever said. And anything and everything that you will say from this moment on. Clock you and all of you. From this moment from this moment on. Clock everything that you saying and that you doing. And you. Talking about ugh. I'm sorry. I felt something in my shits. I swear, popcorn gonna be the death of me. No pun intended. Cause I heard, I don't know if this is true. Yeah, excuse me. That popcorn can cause cancer. Hey, how I look at it, you only got one life to live, man. It is what it, you know how long I've been eating? Well, then again, cancer can like be in your body for like decades. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel healthy. I feel pretty good, you know. But you got some nerve to say, Zara, there you are. There's been a mix-up. No. What? I don't care if there was a mix-up. I don't care. I don't care about anything that you're saying right now. Cluck you. Don't touch me. Because you touch me. I guarantee you, your fingers and your arms and your wrists and your hands are all going to be broken within 2.2 seconds. And within those 2.2 seconds, not only did I break your shits, I also broke free and hauled ass, and I'm already in California living in good, right? So, yeah, cluck what you saying and everything that you saying.
Come, I'll take you to a nice hotel.
No, you not. No, you not. Don't touch me.
She scrambled out of the basement, and, as you can imagine, straight onto the next plane home. Sergey obviously didn't want anything bad to happen to my aunt, but at the same time, he obviously knew about what was going on at the fake hotel. It even sounded like he was a part of it. To this day, my aunt doesn't know what that was all about. Were they luring girls to this fake hotel for human trafficking?
Hell yes.
Was it some sort of fetish dungeon?
Hell yes.
Perhaps it really was all just a major misunderstanding.
Hell no.
For the sake of next week's girl, I really hope that was the case. Either way, there was no one to report the incident to. No one who would listen or care, at least. My aunt never went on any more international business trips after that.
I would hope not. That sounds sus. Next week's girl. What the
Not
hell?
my story.
What does
but
that say?
I'm involved in a way.
What does that say?
Several years ago,
Dude.
my college roommate,
What?
let's call her E, worked as the night manager for a newly built hotel.
E? Better not be a code name or acronym for Bob. I'll be so pissed if it is.
As was par for the course, I would often bring coffee in at around 1 or 2 a.m. and stay and chat for a while. One night, I showed up to find E sitting at the front desk, shaking her head, looking completely perplexed. Allegedly, she had just checked in what could only be described as the doppelganger of our other roommate.
What?
We'll call her M. This guy.
Yo, I swear. M? Better not be an acronym for Alex. Because Alex can go both ways. That can be a female name or a male name. That better not be no acronym for Alex. If it is, I'm going to be pissed.
Looked just like her, down to the same height, hairstyle, eye colour, even the same southern accent, which is quite odd as we live in the north. He tried to speak with the new guest and show her a picture of M on her phone, but was rebuffed several times. We both chalked it up to a coincidence, as we knew that M was visiting her parents. We went on to enjoy our coffee. Shortly after 2, I decided to head home. It wasn't until around 2:30 a.m. when I pulled into our garage that I checked my phone. There was a series of texts from E sent to me and M. She had sent these messages at exactly 2:17 a.m. Stop. Not funny.
Oh no.
You guys suck.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Oh, yeah.
Naturally, I was confused, so I called her back. This is when things got weird. E sounded hysterical on the phone. Apparently, Em and I, in the same clothes I wore earlier, had been standing at the end of the main hallway, staring at her.
Sus.
E thought this was a joke and kept calling out to no response. Eventually, the front desk phone rang, and in the time it took to answer it, we both had disappeared.
Yeah.
I calmed her down over the phone, and the next morning, we talked through the possibilities, trying to rationalize what she saw. The guest who did look like Em came back down to the front desk later that morning, inquiring about some service. Much to E's surprise, this so-called doppelganger only looked vaguely similar to our roommate now. The only thing that scares me to this day, and that I never told her, was that when I got into our house, the kitchen clock was stuck at 2:17. Directly next to it sat a photo of Em and I, smiling, that I had only developed that afternoon. I still have no explanation, and nothing weird ever happened at the hotel again, but it still makes me uneasy to this day.
You don't even need to be explaining nothing. Don't explain nothing. Going down. Nope.
Staying at a hotel, I got into the lift from the top floor to head down.
Right.
The lift stopped at the 4th floor. The door opened. I saw people outside, standing still, making no attempt to come in, despite me being alone inside. There was room for everybody. The automatic lift door then closed, and before it had completely shut, I heard someone outside saying, "Why is the lift so full of people?"
You got it.
Excuse me for not being an amazing storyteller,
Right.
but this is definitely a true story.
Okay.
My mother used to work at a hotel in Washington, D.C. It was
Hey.
back in the 90s, and she was a housekeeper, or maid. She needed money because she was a refugee from Vietnam. Even though she didn't know much English at the time, She knew enough to get by at her job. Plus, all the other hotel staff and guests loved her because of how sweet she was. Because of this, anytime high-profile guests, such as the Backstreet Boys, would come and stay at the hotel, the manager always sent my mum to clean their rooms. One day, a guest came. We'll refer to him as Mr. M.
Nah.
He checked into their most expensive suite. As usual, the manager told my mum to take care of this room. As she got there, there was a "Do Not Disturb" sign on the door.
Well, hey, there it is. There it is. There it is. Do not disturb. Okay, well, you got it. I'm not. I'm not even going to touch it. Nope, I'm not even going to think about touching it. Pause, pause, and pause. So, I just want, manager, I just want to let you know, I understand that that's, homie over there is Mr. M. But let me tell you something, manager. Right? And the only reason I'm saying manager is because you have a long ass name, and I do not remember it, even though I've been here for 6 years. Look, so let me tell you something about the letter M. So M is an acronym. If you don't know what an acronym is, I suggest you look it up, because I don't really know what it means either, but it sounds right in the context of this, yeah. So M, the letter M is an acronym for Bob. Okay? So, no, I got you. So Bob is one out of what? 4 or 5 names, like out of like the Cluck list. Bob goes along with, was it? I'm trying to remember. Alex, Bob, Craig, Adam, James. I think that's it. So with all that being said, yeah, I'm not going to his suite. I'm not. You can send Ashley. You can send Mike. Oscar. You can send, Max or Sophia. You can send somebody. You can send somebody. Literally somebody else. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not going to his suite. I'm not going to his suite. I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing it. Okay. Okay, manager. I'm not doing it. Not today. As long as Mr. M is in here, I'm not doing it. Okay. Literally, you have Ashley that has been on her ass since she's got here. She's literally not doing nothing at all. So, look at that. About time for me to go to break. Deuces.
So she told the manager that she'd go back later. What was weird was that no one was ever allowed into Mr. M's room.
Right. Wow.
The man stayed there for over a month.
Wow.
And not one time did he let any staff come in to clean.
Sus?
However, he paid a lot, and he always gave a warm welcome every time he passed a staff member or housekeeper.
Yeah, obviously he's covering some shit up. I don't know what the hell he's covering up, but Mr. M has been the way he has for a very long time. So he has practiced about, putting on a fake persona or a fake personality or whatever. He's good at faking it. He probably either had months of practice or years of practice. So, But best believe, if I had on Adidas, I would have saw all of that all through his bullshit and knew that he was clocking up. And I was clocking up by being in the same space as Mr. M, a.k.a. Bob.
No one paid him any attention, really. Then, one day, people didn't see him anymore.
Huh?
They assumed he had checked out,
Right.
even though the receptionist had no account of that. Since it had been so long since the room had been cleaned, the manager told my mum to go and check it out and try and clean up what she could.
Ew, no.
As she got to the room and unlocked the door, a disturbing smell hit her. She couldn't figure out what it was, but she continued to survey the room.
Why?
It was disgustingly messy.
Right.
In her words, it looked like someone had thrown a rave, despite the fact that no one else had ever gone into Mr. M's room.
Hey, can you imagine? Because she said she opened the door, she smelled something that probably she almost threw up from. Right. And it looked like it was like a horrific, horrible scene. Right. But can you imagine if you know, what she's seen with her own, you know, corneas, with her own eye sockets? She said it looks like, you know, it looks horrible, it looks disgusting, whatever. I don't know exactly what she said. I'm paraphrasing what she said. But it wasn't a pretty sight. But can you imagine if she had a black light and she just scanned? Oh, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. Like, I low-key want a black light, but it's like, that's so nasty, you know?
None of the other guests, at least. It looked like Mr. M had deserted the place without telling anyone. My mum was still shocked by the smell, so she tried to track it down.
What? No.
As she followed the smell, she could tell it was coming from the closet.
Oh, damn.
When she opened the closet, there was nothing but a cardboard box on the ground. The smell was clearly resonating from it.
I'm not clapping to applaud her. But I am clapping because she's literally doing all the right things to get clocked up. Why are you investigating? Why are you... I know it's a hotel. So I'm about 80% out of 100. Like, I'm 80-20 right now. Like, 80%, I'm pretty sure they don't pay you to do all that extra shit, you know, in your job class, in your job field. You know, and that 20% they probably do pay you well and probably like good as hell. But it's a hotel, so I'm pretty sure they don't, you know, they don't pay you all. I mean, yeah. So it's like you're willing, you're willing to, I don't really know how to explain it. Like you're I don't. It's like I don't know how to. You're willingly want. I don't know how to word this. It's like you're. I don't know if this is gonna make sense, but I'm gonna just cluck and say it. It's like you're willingly to get clucked up. That makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. You know, it's like you're doing this shit on purpose. It's like you want to get clucked up, cause don't you know? Like wow, that's crazy. You're literally doing every right thing to get clucked up. That's bonkers.
My mother's first instinct was to open the box to see what it was.
Wow.
To clean and throw it out.
God damn.
What she found scarred her.
I bet it did.
It was the rotting, decomposing head of a young woman.
Oh my God.
My mother immediately screamed and got out of there.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry for pausing so much, but I just realized something. You know? Either the staff at the hotel is like very short, right? Like it's not that many staff employees that work at that hotel, or unless they were bullshitting, right? How did you miss Mr. M? How did you miss Bob? You know? Like, what? How did you... what? Somebody or a couple of people was playing game. Like, how do you miss that? How do you miss a person that the way you described Bob as a person? How did you miss him? Unless he went out another way instead of coming in the way going out the way he came in. How do you miss him? Somebody was clocking up. Him.
She fainted in the elevator. When she woke up, the cops were everywhere, and the hotel was like a CSI scene.
Right.
The manager told her that Mr. M wasn't the guy's real name, and he had used a fake credit card to check in.
Bob.
The head of the woman was identified to be that of a call girl. I don't know much more, or any of the nitty-gritty details, but I'm sure you can look it up on the internet for more information.
I don't want to.
Needless to say, my mum quit that day.
Oh, I bet she did. I would too. Clock A2. Bedtime.
Staying at a hotel one night, I was reading a book in bed when I noticed something out of the corner of my eye.
No, you didn't.
I looked up to see a man staring in at me from the window, his eyes bulging. I shrieked and locked myself in the bathroom. After mustering up enough courage to come...
That's how you know. That's how you know he was playing games. That's how you know he's about... Wow. I'm sorry. That's disgusting. And I'm sorry. That's how you know he was clocking up. You know? He was in his bedroom. He saw mother clock out the corner of his shits, right? And he almost immediately went to the bathroom. See? If your windows or window, however many windows you have in your bedroom, and your door to your yard and your vents, if all your windows, doors, and vents were locked, double locked, triple locked, and quadruple locked, then you shouldn't have nothing to worry about, you know. But so because of what you did and how fast you ran to the bathroom, makes me think that your windows were either barely locked or not locked at all. I guess you gotta learn the hard way.
Count, the man at the window, was gone.
No.
Nobody else had reported a peeping Tom staring in at them through their windows, and that was basically the end of the matter. None of this would have been particularly scary had my room not been on the 18th floor. There was no balcony, and no way for him to get where he was.
Oh no.
Much less get away.
What the hell?
Whoever, or whatever he was, I can still picture his face pressed up against the glass in my mind's eye.
He's sus. Pedophile. He's sus. Bloodbath.
I worked at a Canadians doing banquet serving. I showed up to a shift, and the hotel was completely full of police. I tried to ask what was going on, and they couldn't tell me. My next shift, I asked one of the cleaning staff what had happened. Apparently, a woman and a man had checked into the hotel at around 11 p.m.
Right.
At around 2 a.m., 2 more men came into the hotel and went to their room. All 4 of them left together a couple of hours later. When the cleaning staff came to clean the room at around 11 a.m., they found that the room was completely blood-soaked, splattered all over the walls and the floor.
Oh my God.
The mattress.
That's when, oh my God. When you notice something like that at your job, no matter if you're working at a hotel or not, right? Excuse me. if you notice something like that and that amount of blood, like real human blood, when you notice something like that, that's when you say nothing at all, give nobody no eye contact, and you just walk the hell out. Or if you got on your Adidas, you haul ass like a motherfucker. Again, don't give nobody no eye contact. Don't say nothing at all. Don't give your employees, don't give no customers, don't give nobody any form of contact or acknowledgement or anything like that. You just mind your own business and haul ass like a motherfucker. Because that right there, oh my gosh, that just reminded me of that Cat Williams stand-up. He was like, and I'm paraphrasing here, he said, this shit right here, this shit right here, this shit's called death, man. Then he said something like, what? That doesn't even sound attractive. What the hell? No, then he was like, no, not death, nigga. Death. You hit this shit twice, nigga. You can't hear shit.
Shit, just soon as they say you just nigga. You remember that shit I gave you last week, nigga? It's nothing, nigga. It's nothing, nigga. Nigga, it's nothing. This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here, nigga. Right here. This shit, nigga. This shit here, nigga.
Oh man, I don't usually say that word. I know what I'm talking about, right? Unless I'm like super mad, or I'm paraphrasing, or I'm saying whatever somebody else said, and I'm trying to say it like word for word what they said. But normally I don't use that word. It's nothing wrong with it. I just personal preference, I guess. But if you ever see something like that at your job, you just walk the hell out.
Was soaked all the way through with blood.
Oh my God.
The cleaning lady joked about some sort of blood orgy. Since all of the guests left together, there was no murder investigation.
A blood orgy? That's disgusting. You're disgusting for even joking about that. You sick cluck.
To this day, I still wonder about what happened in that room.
I don't.
How could they all be walking out all healthy and fine if that much blood was lost?
Yeah, don't question it. Excuse me. Sleeper.
I worked as a chef for a Hilton.
Okay.
I remember speaking to one of the managers of a different downtown hotel, a very high-end place. He told me this story. The manager was on his way out of the hotel after working one evening, and he saw a homeless guy a ways out, sleeping on the lawn.
Right.
He decided to walk back in, and told the front desk employees to try and get him off the property. He came back in for work the next morning, and saw the same homeless guy, still sleeping on the lawn. He ran in to chew out the front desk manager. Why hadn't the employees done as he had asked? They both walked out to get the bum to leave, but found that the bum was wearing a nice suit coat. Turns out, it was a wealthy businessman who had jumped off the 12th-story balcony and had just been there all night and half the day, dead on the lawn.
God!
No one saw him fall. Sad story, actually.
Really? So nobody heard him. Nobody heard a doo-doo. Nobody heard da-da-doo-doo-doo. Like nobody heard a body falling. Really? Oh my God.
Hey guys, Lazy here, and thank you very much for listening.
You welcome.
So you're probably wondering where I've been the past month. I think this is the longest I've gone without uploading a video.
I wasn't.
And actually, I've been preparing for a big change in the future.
Okay.
Just on the horizon now. I'm moving to live and work in Kaohsiung, Taiwan.
What?
So yeah, that's taken some time to prep for and everything, obviously.
Right.
But don't worry, I do plan to continue making videos while I'm out there, so no need to worry about that.
Cool.
Anyway, if you did enjoy this video, then be sure to smash that like button, or I'll smash you. And I'm gonna try and get another video out in the next few days if possible, so keep an eye out for that. Until then, guys, you all stay spooky. And remember, the best things happen in the dark.
Yeah, like hell it does. Hey, did I hear that right? He was like, make sure to smash that like button. If you don't, I'm gonna smash you. Pause.
The light switch is there. The light switch is there. The light switch is there.
Okay.
The light switch is there.
Shit.
The light switch is there.
Oh.
The light switch is there. The light switch is there.
Ew.
The
No.
light switch is there.
Nope.
The light switch is there.
No.
The light switch is there.
No.
Dubrovnik, brata.
What the hell was that last one?
Jesus.
What? The hell? I mean, you know, I feel like hotels are, they're not as sus as motels. It's not as sus, like it's not as sus as like motels, but I feel like hotels are just, you know, up. I mean, you know, I feel like you know, you got motels like that's probably like at the top of the like the clucking up list, right? But I feel like hotels is like somewhere up there too. It's like, I mean, weird, creepy things. Obviously, as you can tell from these stories, that weird, creepy, sus things happen at hotels too. You know, that's why when I like go on vacation or whatever, I try my best to stay at somebody's house that I know and love, or not, or like somebody else's place that I know and love, instead of staying at a hotel, right? But if I have to stay at a hotel, I'll stay at a hotel. But best believe I'm doing research on the hotel. I'm not just staying at any hotel. You got me clucked up. You know, that's not how we doing things. That's not how we rolling. You know, that's not. And I'm definitely not staying at no motel. If motel is like the last resort, I'm better off sleeping outside in my car than a motel. Like, I think what people think of motels are very, what's that word? Not superstitious, but like, not racist. Wow. It's not cliche. It's some word that I can't really think about at the moment. But you know what I think what people mainly think about like motels is probably not true. But then again, they probably are. You know. But then again, you probably do have like some nice 4.5, maybe even 5-star motels. But then again, it's motel. It's a motel, like that. No matter how many stars a motel has, a motel will always be a motel. So, but yeah, with that blood jump, or with that one story, like a bloodbath or whatever, you open the door and you see that everything is covered in blood, you close that bitch right back and you haul ass out the building and never look back at all. Yeah. But yeah, Mr. M is definitely an acronym for Bob. I just want to let y'all know that first and foremost. But with all that being said, you know, keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy, my family.